Welcome to I'm Your Target Demographic, and today we're diving into the X Games. What are they? How were they started? Let's start at the beginning. The year is 1993, when the broadcast channel ESPN decided to create an international competition for action sports, including some sports that may have had representation in things like the Olympics, but also some sports that didn't. The first actual competition airs in 1995. Taking place across Rhode Island and Vermont here in the United States. Originally, it was called the Extreme Games, rebranded as X Games in the next few years. It also split into seasonal, so the summer and winter X Games, and regional versions, such as X Games Asia, Latin X Games, and X Games Europe. The sports that occur during the X Games have changed over time, and each sport has a variety of competitions within that sport. The summer games currently focus on Moto Cross, BMX, and skateboarding, as well as new esports competitions for video games such as Rocket League, Counter-Strike, and Call of Duty. In prior years, they did include sports like surfing, wakeboarding, street luge, and more. The Winter X Games focuses on snow sports, such as skiing and snowboarding, as well as past competitions for things like snowmobiling. Both summer and winter tend to feature trick competitions in these various sports, creating superstars like Tony Hawk in the skateboarding arena and Shaun White in snowboarding. One major and maybe controversial difference between the X Games and competitions like the Olympics is that the X Games has never, to the best of my research, conducted any sort of drug testing for its athletes, which is condemned by both the heads of the International Olympic Committee and what's called the World Anti-Doping Agency. Now, we have a lot of history between 1995 and now, so let's look at some big moments in X Games history. Typically, the biggest moments are when the superstars are able to pull off moves they've never done, or have never been done by anyone. One of these groundbreaking moves was a double backflip in 2006, the first double backflip done on a Moto Cross bike. For skateboarding, Tony Hawk spent years trying before he was able to pull off a 900. Meaning a 900-degree flip, which is about 2.5 turns completely around. His first was 1999 at X Games 5, but he's been able to repeat it since. Fast forwarding to now, both the summer and winter games have reopened to the public following COVID-19. We continue to see young athletes rising to the challenge, including when 12-year-old Gui Curry from Brazil beat some of the greats, including Tony Hawk, with a historic 1080. For the Winter Games, 19-year-old Kelly Sildaru became the most medaled teenager in X Games history in 2022 in Aspen. The other big recent news is that ESPN has actually sold a controlling interest in the X Games to an investment firm called MSP Sports Capital, who will take over managing the competitions. ESPN will still have a non-controlling stake in the company and will remain the broadcast partner in countries like the US. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of context about the X Games, where they came from, and an idea where they might be going. What's your favorite sport to watch? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.